One day, a female named Margaret determined to visit her followed son Ethan, who changed into residing inside the town. As she arrived at his grand, lofty mansion, she felt a wave of nervousness. The residence seemed so massive and intimidating that she hesitated on the door, nearly afraid to enter. She commenced to take off her shoes, feeling unsure of herself. However, Ethan observed right now and laughed lightly. "Mother, please, do no such component," he said warmly, motioning her interior. As Margaret stepped into the house, Ethan's spouse, Olivia, fast took her luggage and guided her to a room in which she may want to exchange her clothes. Once Margaret was settled, Olivia added her tea and asked kindly, "We've got many dishes prepared. What would you want to consume?" Margaret became nevertheless thinking about her options when Ethan regarded wearing a small bowl of water. Without hesitation, he began to wash her toes. Beaten with the aid of emotion, Margaret could not hold again her tears. "What is incorrect, mother?" "Are you offended?" Ethan asked, his voice mild however involved. "Under no circumstances, my son," Margaret answered, wiping her tears. As she sat there, she couldn't assist but keep in mind an experience from only a month in the past. She had visited her own organic son's residence in the city, full of desire and exhilaration. Upon seeing her on the door, her son, Daniel, asked her to put off her shoes so as not to grime the flooring. Margaret was happy to comply. When she struck sight of her young grandson, she ran ahead with joy to hug him. However, Daniel looked embarrassed by his mother's appearance. "She's your new nanny," he advised his circle of relatives casually, as though Margaret had been an intruder. Margaret iced up, taken aback and hurt by way of his phrases. Later, when she turned in to invited to sit on the table with the family to consume, Daniel's spouse, Sarah, approached her coldly. "How dare an ordinary nanny eat at the equal desk? You ought to be crazy. Blood doesn't equal circle of relatives," she stated, her voice sharp and dismissive. Margaret had in no way felt so humiliated in her existence. Sitting now in Ethan's domestic, being handled with love and recognized, Margaret couldn't assist however examine the two reviews. The warm temperature of her followed son's family contrasted so sharply with the coldness of her own. She found out that love and care, no longer blood, definitely defined her own family.